Hey, welcome back. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos as much as I am. Nothing beats these vlog style videos. I love shooting more professionally done videos, of course, but something about these vlog style videos just make me feel like I'm talking to one of my one-on-one clients via Skype, and you guys are getting to see me just totally me, the way that a lot of my clients do. So it feels really cool. So I hope you're enjoying them, and thanks for tuning in for yet another one. Today I'm talking to you about how to attract anything you want, which is kind of one of those hilarious like online marketing titles, right? Or those like clickbait things that I think are super ridiculous and cheesy. But when I was thinking of a title for this video and this concept that I wanted to talk about, it's really what came up was how to attract anything you want, because you can use it for anything. And it's one of my, I don't even know if I would call it like a manifesting secret, but maybe it is. And that is being the person that could hold it. So what does that mean? So let's break down anything you want, right? So let's break down to a couple. You could really use this for anything. But let's say what you want is to run a multi-million-dollar business. Maybe what you want is to have an incredible relationship with a man who inspires you and is open and loyal and honest and loving and adores you. Maybe what you want is to have more freedom in your career and do something that you love. Anything you want, really, anything that you want. Maybe what you want is to feel less anxious about your job, or to feel more yourself, or anything, right? So let's, for the sake of this, use the two big ones, because I feel like from most people I talk to, it's either one or two, or a little bit of both, right? You either want something massive around career or finances, or you're really ready for a breakthrough in your personal life. And this will work for either. So how you attract that is by simply showing up as the person that could hold that. So what does that mean? Well, for instance, I use this actually when writing my book. I thought to myself, well, I was having trouble like getting on a writing schedule. I get a lot of emails. I have a lot of one-on-one clients, a lot of projects I do, right? And so what I was doing was not giving myself the time to really have scheduled writing time slots. And I decided, okay, well, how would I show up if I was a New York Times best-selling author? And my response to that was, well, if I was a New York Times best-selling author, I probably would honor my creative times, honor what times work for me writing-wise, and plan my writing schedules around that. I would certainly show up for my writing above all else during critical writing times, right before a deadline. And I would give myself that kind of leeway to maybe even put myself in an uncomfortable position in order to make my writing first, right? So that was a real breakthrough for me, because I realized if I wanted to step up into that place to be the kind of person that would attract, or that would show up as a New York Times bestselling author, I needed to step into those shoes and put on those clothes and be that person right now. So I got really clear with myself, and I was like, okay, I'm really creative in the morning, right after I meditate, and then it lulls in the afternoon, and then I get really creative at night around 9 to 1 in the morning, honestly, is one of my most creative points, where it just flows out of me. So I worked my schedule around that. I allowed myself to take naps in the middle of the day, and to, allow my afternoon hours to get done things around the house, talk to my clients, get emails done. And I also forgave myself for, the projects that didn't get as much attention during that time, because writing became my number one priority. So let me break that down for you. If you're thinking, I want to be someone that has a 6 or 7 figure business, I want to be, coaching people one-on-one, or maybe you don't. Maybe you're someone that wants to work at a great startup, whatever it is, or maybe you want to be in a position at your current job that's drawing in 6 figures, or that has certain kinds of responsibilities or certain sort of creative control. Well, I would encourage you to take a step back right now and think, what would someone that had that perhaps do or show up as that I'm not currently embodying? And I think if we're all really honest with ourselves, those things that we do want to attract, the reason we don't have them right now is because we're not currently embodying them. And so another thing I would say, because I know a lot of the people that watch me and work with me are heart-centered entrepreneurs that are starting their businesses or starting coaching, want to write books, want to do speaking engagements. Well, then you need to get really clear on, okay, well, if, for instance, speaking engagements, let's say, if I'm someone that, I want to be someone that makes a good amount of my living speaking, or that, maybe just does speaking events to sell my book or get more clients, whatever it is, what are things that person would absolutely do? Well, they would absolutely have, at least one go-to speech that they knock it out of the ballpark with, right? They might go to a speech coach if public speaking doesn't come naturally to them. They almost certainly would speak at a ton of things for free to build up the chops so that they became kind of known as a great speaker and got some content on it. And maybe some other things, maybe they would reach out to organizations they feel particularly connected to and allow them to know that their services were available, or again, extend that offer to come and showcase your chops for free to get you in that space again. I think a lot of it, it's even with coaching, when you're just starting out, so the most important thing is to get you in that space of feeling it, right? So coach a few people for free or for a low cost, get into that space where you feel like you're a coach, where you're having to schedule, different clients, where you're having to go through the motions of what does an introductory call feel like? What kinds of questions do I ask? What kinds of clients am I working with? How does my paperwork? How does my invoicing work, right? You want to make money? How are you going to make money? What kind of contracts are you going to have people sign if you're going to have them sign? How much are you going to charge? Are you going to use PayPal? Are you going to use Stripe? I'm just kind of, word vomiting here. But really getting into that details of if I stood in this position, who would I really have to be and what kinds of things would I have to up-level in my life to hold that space? Because I guarantee if you're really honest with yourself right now about something you are dead serious about attracting into your life, there is a gap. There is a gap between the person that's going to own that space and where you are right now. And so all you need to do is fill that gap. Be the person now, and then that opportunity will come to you, or it will create itself. I promise you this. And, I don't want this to go too long, but still, same thing romantically. If you want to attract a certain kind of partner and you want that kind of space for you, ask yourself right now, who is the kind of person that I would need to be to hold that kind of love, that kind of partnership, right? You can even start with your home. For any of this, you could start with your home too. I think it's a great place. Okay, well, for this, I asked myself when I was doing this, if, my dream partner or whatever, the guy that I'm liking right now, wanted to come over tomorrow, what would I do in my home? Would I clean stuff? Would I hide some stuff? Would I reorganize stuff? Is my home ready to welcome him, right? It's a good thing to begin with. And then also your life. Is your life conducive right now? I'll be really transparent with you. For a bit, when I was starting my business, my life was not conducive to having a man. I put my business, front and center, unapologetically. And that was my priority at the time. And I don't feel bad about that. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But when I got into a place where I was, okay, I'm ready to welcome in another relationship right now, I had to also get clear about, okay, so we need to create some time boundaries here. And maybe at first there wasn't a man to fill those time boundaries, but starting at 9 p.m., it meant closing the laptop, or at least turning it on to like Netflix and watching something and relaxing, making a cup of tea, putting on my nightgown, reading a book, having there be that space, that breathing area where someone could come in, where there could be, a date or someone coming over, right? And really creating that space. How, even in your business or your other lifestyle, how can you create things to allow that space for another person to come in? If you want to attract friends, same thing. How would I create different situations where I could have those things in my life that I don't have now? Because a lot of what we're ready to attract, it's almost just an equation of us becoming the kind of person that can hold that happily in our life. And the universe is just waiting for us to show up. And it wants to give it to us. So I hope this helped you. I know this is a concept that has tremendously helped me in my life. It's something I go back to all the time when I'm trying to manifest new things into my life and ready to attract new things. I really take a ruthless inventory of the things that would have to change for me to be on the level of the kind of person that attracts that. Can't wait to see your comments on this one. I feel like there's going to be some juicy ones. And if there's someone in your life that needs to see this video, I encourage you to please send it to them, email it to them, and like it if you like it. As always, give me your feedback. I hope you subscribe and you're enjoying all these videos and you're watching all the other LightMAYker ones. And I'll also include the link to my love-based business workshop below in case that's something that you're interested in creating. I know there's a lot of good info in that one for you. All right, guys, amazing being with you. Sorry, this one was a bit of a long one, but I hope you feel like I do that it was a really good one. And I'll talk to you soon. Mwah! Bye.